And good evening, good evening. We have none other than Dr. Shimona Wibley tonight for Legacy Matters Live. We're so happy to be here tonight to share in this great opportunity to interact and share with Dr. Shimona some upcoming projects. And also, she's one of our panelists for the Legacy Conference 2020 Be Relentless. We are so happy to have her tonight. It's just going to be an amazing night. Now, guess what, guys? She is also a financial coach. She will make your money look right in shape, sharp, straight, and let's go. That's why she's laughing because she knows she's good at it. She actually beats me at it too, honestly. So, Dr. Shimona Wimbley, tell us about yourself.
Okay, Glenn, hello, my friend. Okay, everyone, I'm excited to be here today. I am Dr. Shimona Wembley, the success strategist and the financial coach to help you get your money right. And I also am the owner of the Success Strategist Institute. And I am currently in the process of, as you guys know, working with Shakira Renee. So more to come on that. So that's who I am and a little bit about what I do. I help businesses and individuals strategize to get their financial goals in order so that they can achieve them. So there, Glenn.
So you are a financial coach, getting people tip-top shape and getting everything ready to go.
Yes.
Okay. So right now we are live also now. If you want, you can pull out your page. We are able to share or tag it to your page because that's private. But we are greatly excited to have you for Legacy Conference again this year, 2020. Last year you tore the floor up. People asking so much questions regarding getting their money right and figuring out how to make life work. 2020 showed up with COVID-19 with a whole lot of stuff that we just can't instantly figure out because people are losing jobs, people are facing hard economic times, and we are now trying to figure out how to keep it going, keep afloat, make sure that we don't lose our mind because guess what? The mind's a third thing to waste, especially during COVID-19. I'm telling you, we were talking about this a few days ago about how do we keep everything together when everyone else and everything around us seems so chaotic.
Right.
So, with that being said, as a financial money coach, what is the biggest nuggets you can show some people tonight about this COVID-19 pandemic, the economy, and how to keep some level of stability in action?
Well, Glenn, I would tell you at this point in time, I know everyone has probably reassessed their financial wellness, right? So, um, in this season, we know that we have to eliminate a lot of waste, a lot of habits that we may have been just frugally wasting money and spending money on things that were not necessary. So we have to do a reassessment. Well, I'm going to speak for myself because I did this for myself also. Reassess your sources of income, number one. Number two, streamline all your bills. See what bills you can cut out. You know, if you may have had cable with all the channels, maybe it was time for you to go and just go with basic cable, basic internet. Um, reassessing your insurance. Glenn, it was time for me to renew my insurance last month. And when I reached out to Geico, I'm like, hey, they said they're going to give everybody a discount because of COVID. But then the state raised the fees or the cost of insurance, and it was like my insurance was higher than it was before. And I'm like, hello, we got to do a reassessment because when I saw my bill, it was like higher. And for those of us that work from home, if you previously had your car insurance, you can call them, let them know you're working from home, recalculate those miles, get those discounts, take advantage of where you can, utilize your corporate discounts, any associations or groups or organizations that you're a part of. Make sure that you're capitalizing on all those discounts for all areas of your finances. So, Glenn, that was one of the things I do. One of the things I did, and also what I do with my clients, I always require them to have a calendar. So, they have to take their bills monthly and write them out on a calendar. What's the due date? So you can actually see which of your paychecks you are going to pay your bills with, eliminating bank fees, overdraft fees, whatever excessive fees or payments that you have during this time was the perfect time to do a cleanup. And so the last but not least thing, Glenn, is to capitalize on your strengths, capitalize on your skills, capitalize on your skill sets. So if take for instance, my background was banking and finance. So what I did was I, I said, you know what, I want to be able to help more people. So, create your courses, market to your clients, help people to get their finances in shape. If you were great with marketing, look, Glenn, just like you are a project manager, right? And that's what you did your main job or your main source, right? And so I was like,
Yes, it
listen,
was.
Glenn, I'm working on this project and I need you. So I was able to pull you in. So capitalize on your strengths and utilize those skill sets to make more money. But and I said that was last but not least, but no, I have another nugget. We have to take advantage of the resources that the government has given us, the resources that are out there. Everybody looked at the pandemic as the worst thing that ever happened in life. But let me tell you, the pandemic set us up for a blessing. There's sources of more resources coming out there, and guess what, I believe God for debt cancellation, and I hear there are things in motion, with student loan cancellation. Individuals have been able to delay, or no interest on delayed payments. It gave you an opportunity to restructure your life, restructure your finances, restructure your credit, and take advantage of so many other things. And if you're a business owner, this was the time for you to restructure your business and take it from a hobby to a true business. There you go, Glenn.
Make a hobby your true business.
Yes.
Oh man, make a hobby into your business.
Yes.
Now that's a good nugget right there because a lot of us we tend to think of we want to open a business like yourself,
Hmm.
you're an entrepreneur. We're trying to figure out what can I do for a business. You just said take your hobby, which means something that you enjoy to do that you could do any day, all day without getting paid, but you still have the passion and the drive to do so. Because that's the very thing that's going to take you into your entrepreneurship mindset for a business. Because when we go to a job that we hate, what happened? We underperform, we whine, we groan, we hate going to the job, but when we're doing something that we actually love, it's something that we can actually take with us and not worry about how we're going to eat, how we're going to do anything because we just enjoy doing it so much. And when we enjoy doing it, we put our passion and our full thrust of faith into it, and we just blow up and explode in the aspects of entrepreneur. And
Yes.
we get clients because we're no longer afraid to introduce our business because it's actually within us. Picture it this way is like an orange. When you cut the orange, the rind releases the actual fragrance. Your passion is in that skin. When it gets cut or exposed to the world, then the fragrance of whatever you're about to cut comes into the atmosphere. And with that being said, I heard you mention Shekinah Renee. Tell us about your new product line.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Tell us about your jewelry line.
Okay, okay. Shakira Nate. So I released officially last year. Shakira's birthday is on September the 6th. So I did my lunch during that time, and it is a jewelry line in which um, I call it, helping women to enhance their lifestyles. And that is basically it. So we have several categories. We are restructuring as we speak. And again, as I said, you are my project manager on that project, helping me to see it through. It's going to be a huge opportunity. And I don't want to say too much before it's time, but I'm super excited. We have new merchandise coming out. We have some of the favorites, which is one of the ones that I'm wearing. And it's going to be amazing.
Do you have any pieces by chance to showcase?
I sure do. So I believe this one, okay, so I do. This was 3 rows. And this is a gold diamond stud necklace, and it's just a choker.
Mm-hmm.
It goes like this, and it actually has matching earrings. And you can get a single layer, 2 layer, 3 layer. I like the 3 layer. There's a 4 layer, and then there's a 5 layer, and it also has matching earrings with it. So that is good. Sorry about that. I dropped you off.
No, these are all custom jewelry made just for Shakira Renee. Awesome.
And this one is lots of pearls. So this is another one of our pieces. So it looks like I'm a little angled. What about there?
Perfect.
And I have one more piece I'm going to show you guys. Sneak peek. Sneak peek while we're doing sneak peek fashion reveal. And this is one of my favorites. Waterfall. Look, so if you guys see anything you like, sneak peek preview. You get to see it first here with Mr. Glenn. So that is Waterfall.
Waterfall. I do love that name. It's very beautiful. You got to
Thank
hold
you.
my wife. I know she's probably watching right now saying, I need the waterfall. No.
Oh gosh.
Yes, she's one of your biggest supporters when it comes to these jewelry lines.
Yes, she is. That's why you don't want her to see the pieces.
Nope.
I'm gonna have to sneak in and send them to her.
So you said so far that you are your background is in banking, you're a financial money coach, you're also a life and strategy. Oh my God, I can't pronounce the word right now. Go ahead. What kind of coach are you?
Success strategist, success coach.
Exactly. Now, in that area, when someone reaches out to you for that category of business, what exactly are you helping them in that sense with success strategies?
Well, with the success strategist piece, it gives me an opportunity to incorporate faith. And I remember when I said, okay, I'm going to call myself a success strategist, and God said, no, you're a faith agent. So you help people to birth their dreams and their goals with faith. And so just helping individuals to realize their goal, how they can achieve their goal. And also through the success strategist, I have an opportunity to minister as well. So in ministry, I focus on deliverance ministry. That has been my area that God has given me. Why? Woo-wee. Because spiritual warfare, that's something all in itself. But I love to share what I know. I love to help people get through the things that are holding them back. Sometimes we think that it's in our own strength. And sometimes, there are some things that we need to release. There are some things we need to uproot out of our lives. And there are some things that we need to start declaring and decreeing. And that's what I do with my clients.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So everyone knows that when you get up in the morning, there's a few things that goes through everyone's mind. And for me, the question would be is, what is your greatest passion? What makes you tick? When you jump in your bed every day, you get up and like, what's your greatest passion? What moves your heart so much that you get up every day with great passion and zeal to do it again?
Um, well, Glenn, most people know me as the person that's like always smiling, always happy face. And if I'm ever going through anything, I go through it privately. But um just being in my space, I think the biggest thing was when you release the expectations of people and you begin to live and to be focused on yourself. That's the biggest driver. That's my biggest driver. Of course, I would say, my kids, but my son is 29 years old. The love of my life are my grandkids, and of course, my parents. But the thing that my legacy and everything about what I do is geared towards my grandkids.
Awesome, awesome. You just jumped on the next topic question we're going to talk about right now. So I'm even more excited. What does legacy mean to you and your family? Now I know you mentioned grandkids. Everyone probably looking at you thinking, "You got grandkids? Where?" But let's not say the age, because you look good like good wine for your age, and you got grandkids. You got some grown children that's now considered your fruits of your labor.
Hmm.
So what does legacy truly mean to you?
So, legacy to me, I want my legacy to be a trademark. I need my legacy to be something residual. I need my legacy to be something um, monetary. Yes, that's one part of my legacy, but to leave on a mantle to my grandkids would be awesome. I don't know. I can't hear you.
I was saying with your
There you are.
business right, yeah, with your business right now that you're doing, this is one of your legacies. You're passing on something tangible that they can see, touch, feel, and even probably smell, whatever it
Hmm.
may be. And they can know that when you're long gone or when you're old in your age, that grandma or mom left me something of legacy worth leaving behind.
Yes.
What does legacy? Can you define legacy in your own words? Because many people have this conceptual idea that legacy is A, B, C, or D. What is legacy in your mind in terms of definition?
When I think of legacy, I think of it as something that's unique to the individual that will pass that thing, that item of value. And like I said again, legacy, yes, it could be your wealth, but legacy can be your values. A family can be known for something. The royal family in England, they're known for what? Royalty. They're known for um, um, sophisticated but eloquent. So there's a legacy behind that. So, in my own terms, I don't want to define legacy for anyone else because everybody, it's just like what I say for success. You define success on your own terms, your legacy. You choose what that legacy will be like and not to have someone else set the standards for you. So, for me, my legacy, I would like for that to be Shakira Renee jewelry collection so that I can pass that down to my grandkids. It will give them something to remember the value. With my daughter, it goes with the faith. It also goes along with residual income to help to support them down the line. So that is what legacy means to me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then now comes the next one. We all know that you left your journey. You were originally from South Florida. You're a South Florida girl.
Yeah.
Um, you live down here. You thrive down here. And then one day you just off to Texas. That no one would ever understand the story behind that. I don't know if you want to share that, but you don't have to at this time. But you ventured off into what we call the wilderness of
Come
entrepreneurship.
on.
Wilderness into entrepreneurship. You left your corporate, you had a corporate job, you had the great payroll, the great everything, benefits, the whole banking system in your palm of your hands, and you decide one day I want more than just this, and you ventured into entrepreneurship. So, what caused that transition, and what are the lessons you've learned so far through this journey of entrepreneurship?
I would tell you, Glenn, I've always had jobs and different things on the side. And you know how we can always say we believe in ourselves, but then when we expand the dream to the next level and to the next level and to the next level, there is a silent fear factor that's like deep down inside that sometimes hold us back. But for those individuals that I would like to encourage, because you talked about taking a leap of faith. Because I remember when God spoke to me and told me I needed to come to Dallas, I was saying to myself, "Okay, God, you got to wait until I save." So I was 2 years late coming to Dallas. Came to Dallas, worked on my good job for a year, and after 1 year, my job let me go. And at that time, literally, my savings was drying up quickly. And I had to figure out some additional income strategies while I was trying to build my business. Building a business doesn't happen overnight. They say the first 5 years you take losses because you're doing so many other things. And if that's your source of income, you pour money back into your business. And so, with all that being said, fast forward, then the pandemic came, and I was like, okay, I got to come up with another plan. And I don't know, like I said, the pandemic really blessed me. You guys have to excuse me. It's some little kids passing by my window, so my dog, my dog is barking, so I apologize in the background. So I'm going to mute. Okay, sorry about that. Um, so in the midst of me applying for the small business loan, I decided to look into some opportunities, and I decided to come on board um, doing small business lending. And that was my source to rebuild my momentum to flush some income into my projects. I can't hear you.
Wow, my microphone is jumping out today.
Okay.
Okay, many people have a story of great success and great failures. Now, what has been your major success, and what has been areas where you've seen where you failed, but still you champion out of it into something greater? Because many of us, there's a phrase by Les Brown used to always say, if you're gonna fail, fail forward, or fail by falling backwards. Why? If you're gonna fall down on your back, you can look up. If you can look up, you can get up again. It's always a good thing to see that place where you know that you can fail but still arise up. Now, this year's theme is be relentless. And the whole aspect of this theme is get up. It's time to move. Just because COVID-19, just because you got knocked off your horse or got knocked down flat on your ground, you can still rise up again. So, what are the things you say that has been your biggest success and your, I wouldn't say failure, but we all go through failures in our lives in terms of our career or as an entrepreneur. And what can you tell someone who's going through this journey of now figuring out now they decide they have no choice, they got laid off from a corporate job, and now
Mm-hmm.
have to take that journey, that fate leap into something unknown. And a while ago, I just heard the song from Frozen, Into the Unknown. And it's so funny because right now everyone is going to into the unknown. They don't know where they're going, uncharted waters. Now, when it comes to you, you already walked it further than many of us have done. What are some of the greatest successes you've had and a few of your failures?
I would say one of my biggest failures, but it's just like you said, it was a fall that took me straight into a blessing. I decided to take a leap of faith to go from a branch manager into the mortgage division. And with me doing that, I took a huge salary cut. In the mortgage division, it was strictly hourly, going back to hourly pay plus commission, and I had to wait to produce, and then to not only to transition there and step out on faith, and wait to build that client base. I was pushed into traveling to a whole nother state trying to build a clientele, and I wasn't performing as fast as I needed to. And I remember that day when it was my last day of work, and I was so at peace. Can I tell you? It was like I knew I had bills, but it was like a weight was lifted off me. And then the next day, I remember saying, the next day I'm going to get up as if I'm going to work. And I got up at the same time, and instead of driving, I decided to walk over to Chick-fil-A. And it was just like Chick-fil-A was my first job at the age of 15. Here I am, my last day of work in all my life. My jobs have always connected. And the first place that I go the next day after being terminated from my job was at Chick-fil-A. And I'm standing in there where everybody else is dressed for work and da, da, da. And I walk in there and I'm standing in line and I'm crying. And I'm crying because I'm like, dang, I never felt like to really stand in line and be patient and look at the menu board. It's like, normally when I'm coming in here, I'm like, okay, I got 5 minutes. I'm standing in line. Can y'all hurry up and move up? Like this time I was able to really digest it, feel it, be present. It was like I was able to be present. Something so simple that appeared to be a tragedy brought me into a whole nother place. And so, just that reflection was an aha moment for me. So for me, my failure was my biggest success. And I remember crying to my friend. I'm like, oh my God, I don't have any more money. Like my money had ran out. I paid off my rent, my bills. And I'm like, I don't even know where the next dollar is coming from. And sometimes your pride will get in the way. But I had to say literally to God, I said, God, the only way that I am going to get through this is through you. And I said, I have always said that I depend and trust on you. And I still went out there and tried to figure it out. And when I tell you, it was like within a matter of a week or so, it was like people were calling me and they were just blessing me. People were blessing me, sowing seed. Like literally, I'm crying. Somebody was sending me $25. I don't get what it was. Every piece and every ounce was a blessing, but God was just saying, listen, do you trust me? And last but not least, the last friend here in Texas called me and said, Mona, listen, I have a contract that I took over, and I want you to help me out on the contract. And that's where my life began to turn around, coming straight into this pandemic.
Wow. No, that's an amazing story because many of us, when we fail at something, we just say, I guess it wasn't meant to be, and we walk away. But you stuck it out and you said, okay, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to be resilient. I'm going to be relentless and not quit. I'm going to find ways to push forward in this whole manner of what we're going through now. So you was in a good place prior to COVID-19. Then things went different direction. Then
Mm-hmm.
COVID-19 again, you came back and you went through another tunnel. But at the end of the day, you're now back on top again because one, you were there's an old phrase I used to hate hearing it, but when my pastor always say fat. I'm saying, what? You gotta be fat. I'm like, what do you mean fat? It says F, faithful, A, accountable, and T, teachable. We have to be faithful in everything we do or put our hands to. We can be accountable not only to ourselves, but to someone else or to the work in front of us that we have a dream. Just because we have a dream and a dream doesn't take place today doesn't mean it's not meant for us. So we gotta come up and realize we gotta be accountable to our dreams. If you're supposed to be doing a certain career, and the career demands training or certification, then you should be getting up every day and pushing towards that certification. Be accountable to it. And teachable means this: you gotta be able to learn from your mistakes, learn from your successes. There's one thing I remember hearing from someone who was very wise, and they told me, never grow too fast. Growing stages, because you don't want to just grow and explode or even implode, because sometimes you grow too fast and then we have issues rise up in us. And okay, we have Kemiana jumping in now. So I'm not sure if Kemiana is still listening, but if Kemiana has any questions, we can definitely answer those questions as an interview tonight. We thank you, Hans, for jumping in also. But with Kemiana's story, she also went through some challenges in her life. Yeah, she says so true. Grow steady and okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Kemiana. So we have to find ways to consistently grow in stages. As a money person, the same thing applies. We did not fall. No, I hate to hear we fell into debt. We didn't fall into debt. We walked into debt. In order to get out of debt, you got to walk it a little behind, back out of it. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens over a period of time. Many of us, we were told, get a job, go to school, get a job, get a credit card, get debt, live. That's not really the legacy that we want to pass on or we should be living. Okay. Now, okay, you have a credit card, no biggie. But are you becoming the slave to the lender, or are we being the ruler of it all? Your story as a money coach, I've heard you talk about different platforms regarding money and how to get a debt. Last year, the Legacy Conference, you dropped some concepts, some nuggets, some topics you talked about, some tough topics. What are some of the areas that people should be doing now during this time?
So definitely you want to assess your debt and try to pay off your debt. Try to pay off those little things. Set goals with savings. For me, I said, okay, I know how much I bring home every paycheck. My goal was to narrow all my bills down to one paycheck, period, point blank. Knock it out one paycheck so that your other paycheck you can save. Um, you have to set some tight goals. You're going to have to hold yourself accountable. You're going to have to just take a true assessment. What is a necessity and what is a want? And this day and time, with so many uncertainties going on, we have to truly step back and just really get focused, nitty gritty. The first thing that you need to do in this season is to stick with your main core bills, your housing, your electric, your water bill, those key things. And then if you want to talk about, of course, your cell phone, your cable, your internet. Outside of those things, if you have child support or anything like that, yes, those would be your top priorities up top. But all that other stuff, you need to start figuring out how you're going to eliminate it, or how you can at least do the first thing. The first thing, or one goal, is how to eliminate some of your additional debts, or which of these items is the easiest goal to accomplish so that I can eliminate that credit card or that bill, and just start working it out from there. That's what I would tell you, Glenn.
So you mentioned something a while ago. We also hear another phrase for it. Make sure that we have covered the four walls of our lives. So you mentioned make sure you have one food,
Yeah.
food, shelter, basic utilities. It doesn't
Yep.
mean you don't get all that good stuff. I mean, basic utilities means you must have water, drink, shower, that good stuff. You gotta have electric bill covered. You gotta make sure you have food. And you have a cell phone and basic needs. Outside of that, you are outside the line. You don't need to get paid right now because just you don't have enough to give. During this time of COVID-19, people going through a lot of depression, a lot of struggles. We need to find ways to keep ourselves in the four corners of the home in terms of those pillars. Now, someone actually asked a question. Not sure if you can see it. They say something is called good debt. Can you explain good debt? Is okay? For the question?
Okay, I'm sorry. I heard you say, oh, that, well, let's see. They said there's something called good debt. Can you explain good debt is okay? Yes, absolutely. Good debt is okay. That's I'm going to assume that Kenyatta is talking about your mortgage, those those things like that. I believe that's what she's speaking of. Is that it, Kiana?
She hasn't responded yet, but okay, so when it comes to the word debt, I just hate all things called debt. Now, yes, I wouldn't use the word good debt, but I've heard in the financial sector there's bad debt and good debt.
Good debt.
Said yes, as an investment. Okay,
Oh
so
yes, she said yes
now,
as an investment. Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
was thinking. So
perfect.
like and Kenyatta, that is a great point. Um, investing good debt, investing in yourself, business, investing in businesses, investing in real estate, your mortgage, things like that, your primary residence. When you invest in good debt, prime example, and this is exactly what Kenyatta does. I purchase my home and I pull the equity out and I utilize that to purchase other real estate. So you can, get debt that's going to help you to make more money. So it's an opportunity for you to maximize.
Okay, so her question more defined is, I guess, when is debt considered good? So you're saying, and what she's also saying, investment debt. So you're saying good debt
When debt can
is
help you to make more money.
when it can help. Now, here's one thing that I love to hear. If I can take some money that someone lent me, gave me, granted me, whatever it may be, and I know I can put into a vehicle that can duplicate, triplicate. Like I once heard of a financial guru says, when I money supposed to multiply like children. So he
Yes.
says when he takes his money to invest, he says, money, go and have some children and come back. And when the children, when you have children, give us more grandkids and great grandkids, which means he wants to see money consistently grow, and multiply. So good debt, we would agree that is investments,
Hmm.
real estate investments.
Right.
Um,
And let's
I wouldn't say
sometimes it's
stocks
easier
right
to
now as
define
much,
what it's not.
huh?
Sometimes good debt is good to define what it's not. Um, what is not good debt, bad debt. A lot of people, I don't know what it is about our culture. Whenever we get a tax return, whenever we get a bonus, we always invested in cars.
Say it
Why?
again. Actually, I've seen other stuff. I've seen they someone got some tax return money. They went and bought clothes and shoes and perfumes and they decked up their house and they bought flat screen TV. We can our culture we can tell when someone has come into money because we tend to go and blow it. So
Hmm.
when tax returns come, we tend to go and spend it crazily. Now we for those who got that stimulus check, there's two ways that money can be spent and saved. I know some people have actually taken their money and reinvested it, and now today is seeing returns on that money. That's a good
Right.
one.
Hmm.
Now, if you're in a position where you just don't have enough juice to squeeze out the lemon, then take that money to invest in keeping your family secure.
Hmm.
Now, she's saying yes, why? Could you explain further on that, Ms. Kimiana? Why you say yes, why?
I
So,
believe that she's also saying yes, and she's agreeing because look, times like this for emergency, for
hmm
crisis, to build,
hmm
like we said, the legacy. This everything that's going on so now in this world today is so unpredictable. You cannot afford to waste your resources in this season. You cannot afford to waste your resources in this season. I'm telling you, now is the time for you to maximize what you have. Take it. I mean, they even have. I had people sending me little Robinhood stocks where you can even get free stock. Even if you don't understand stocks and all that great stuff, the internet is full of tutorials. You also have YouTube. That's a good resource. But you can also go to your local bank.
Educate
Um,
yourself. There's a
right.
there's a phrase I heard when I first came to this country. They said if you want to hide knowledge to grow, just hide any kind of knowledge or to grow your wisdom or to build wealth as a people, they said hide it in a book because we do not read as our culture. Now, that used to be, I think, applied most to African Americans. But in today's world, someone has made a comment that said that we are now in the dumbing down of society because we don't read anymore across the board, all races. We're reading less and less, especially young generation, and now more in tune with social media and on the phones and technology, but no longer take the time to communicate and read. So people are losing their fact of if you want to know something in this technology age, resources are there everywhere. If you don't know how stocks work or forex or any of those things, Google, YouTube, and here's a little freebie. Many people may not know about. There are two major stocks right now that's about to do a four-way split, which means the question, which means okay. So here's this: Apple and also what's the name? Tesla is about to split their stock four ways end of August. So here's what I'm about to say with this one. So if the stocks for Apple was let's say $400 for one single share, and they're gonna split four ways, that's each share now considered $100 each. So if you want to start investing in stocks. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. The stock market in this economy is up and down, up and down. But if
Hmm.
you find a strong stock like maybe Apple or those type of things that you use on a daily basis and keep growing, then by all means, you can invest now. But I'm going to tell you, do not put all your eggs in one basket. That's a no, 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 because you still want to make sure you have a legacy behind emergency funds and everything of that nature. So we have a question here by Kemiana, our one and only Kemiana. She say, "What are your thoughts on cryptocurrency, foreign trading such as forex and stocks?" There's one thing that I know about. I would say the cryptocurrency. I missed the boat, and I'm guilty for that. Because when the boat was first leaving the dock, I was told about Bitcoin and other things, and I didn't jump on board. I wish I had done that because one of my coworkers he jumped on early and he bought so much crypto coins that by the time he was ready now to 5, 8 years later, he built two houses after selling some of his coins.
Wow.
He bought the land, used the land as collateral, built two houses on top of the land. Now he's only in this right now he's early 30s. But he said, I want to retire early and enjoy life, not wait till I'm 65 and trying to figure out can I live now and enjoy life. So he
Hmm.
decided to get up one day and says, I'm gonna build two houses on the same land. One house to live in, the other house would be my investment to pay the mortgage for two houses. You rent one and live in one. Now that's wisdom. Now with Forex has some good turnouts. I have many people who I've worked with that does Forex and they're doing pretty well. These are all things you have to research for yourself and figure out is it for me? If you need more advice on some of these things, you can definitely reach out to
Hmm.
me. I can connect you with people who have actually been successful in Forex trading, cryptocurrency, and the stocks.
Hmm.
Next point we have here is from Miss Tati. She says, great point. For myself, knowing the word of God and working in luxury retail, my constant prayer has been for the Lord to keep me grounded, not to lose focus on what is important. I see so many people daily being driven by emotions and spending their money in useless materialistic items that the devil can use to feed the ego and give them a sense of identity. Very true.
Ooh, all right now.
So I'm gonna let you handle that one. I'm gonna let you go ahead. That's up your alley, Simona.
Miss Ortez, I totally agree with you. A lot of times we utilize things to convey wealth, which is totally not true. I am one of the most frugal people that you've ever seen, but people will think that, you know what, she really got it going on. She have a lot of stuff. Da, 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 da. No, my mindset is totally not. I guess when you know who you are, just like you said, when you know who you are in Christ, you 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 just transition. Things will not define who you are, and your true identity will define who you are. You begin to shift and know that things that decrease in value do not determine your value. You want to invest in things that are going to appreciate and not depreciate. So I like that.
Say it again, sister. You gotta invest in things that appreciate, not depreciate. Which appreciation means you're constantly going up, up, up. Depreciation means you're losing value to the point it's like a brick. Like for many people don't know this. I'm sure you're probably telling this. When you buy a brand spanking new car off the lot, as soon as it leaves, turns like three, four wheel turns off the lot, you just lost value in that car. And someone made a mention that it's like throwing $100 bill out your window every single week, or more, depending on the value of the car. But you're constantly losing money. So the wealthy, they keep saying that you need to buy pre-owned cars. Someone else took the hit of, and you just took the back end of. And that appreciation starts with your self love, helps you not overstand because you are not trying to find things to define
Come on. Now that's the definition. Girlfriend, I need to copy and paste that. That's the word for the day. I'm going to come back to this live and I'm going to take that. And that's the word for today. Yes, ma'am.
you and Camilla in one room. On one, that's why you guys are not on the same panel discussion because I can't have you two firecrackers on one panel discussion. You will tear up the virtual carpet in that building.
Listen, when I met Kiana, which it was via phone, it was so powerful. And one thing that I can say that I respect about this young lady, I listened to her. I listened to one of her business, one of her companies, and it's the private label queen. And in saying that and in doing that, we had a conversation. She was telling me about herself. I was telling her about myself, and I was so intrigued how she was so into helping others produce income and it wasn't about her. Basically, she was like, I just want to be paid for my time, but I'm not trying to take your profits. I'm not trying to take their profits. I want them to literally make money. And it was like, you know what? I want you. I need you. I need you for a project that I'm doing. And I wanted to pay her in advance so she could know truly that I'm serious about moving forth in business. I wanted to invest. I wanted to invest because I'm saying that this is something I want to do. I want to utilize her service. And her thing is she wanted to invest back into me so that she said, you know what, I'm not even going to take your money right now. Not only that, this young lady has been coaching me through the process on something that not even related to her. And in this season and time, these are the things that we're going to have to do. Now, I may not be able to give her monetary, monetary compensation for the things that she has poured into me, her time, her resources. I mean, this lady has given me some stuff that's valued at like $30,000. But what I am going to do, guess what? Every single person, and I'm not a selfish person, if I utilize something and it works, and you took care of me, I'm going to refer that business or you to somebody else. And I've already given out her name and her information to two more people. And that's what we have to begin to do as entrepreneurs. We have to stop being so selfish and self-centered and invest in other people. Listen, like I said, I had started off doing, and this was when I really didn't have much money. I had a goal to invest $100 into people's business. And I know people would look at me and be like, dang, I know she know I'm selling a t-shirt. Well, no, I've already bought 50 million things from other people that I'm trying to support their business. You know what? I got to get you next go round. I got to get you next go round. But if you are willing to pour into other people's business, trust me, you will see the fruits of the labor. And stop making your business all about you and make your business about the people that you serve. Make your business about others, and guess what? Everything else will fall into place.
Drop the mic and walk exit stage left. She does drop the mic and exit stage left. She took a U-turn and hit up Kemiana saying, listen, because Kemiana's passion has been totally all about legacy building, not just for herself, but for everyone around her. She's been impacted by a legacy conference and other things around her. And
Absolutely.
people who has grown Kemiana has seen the fruits of her labor. She is truly what I call personal brand. She's also a real estate investor. She took a leap of faith and she bought one house, two, three, sell, flip, rent, whatever it may be. That's what she asks about, the key question, good debt versus bad debt, because she's trying to also pull on us and say, okay, yeah, debt is not really all that great, but if you use debt to build wealth, like I remember a good friend of mine, Anne, and made a comment a few weeks back saying that she's also a real estate investor. She buys duplexes and homes, but she likes duplexes because guess what? A duplex means you can live in one, and the other one pays the mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to leave a duplex for every child she has, which is kind of
Come on.
give the children something to hold on to, say this is truly legacy. Now, when I say legacy, and people mind a different thing, but legacy doesn't always mean houses, land, money, cars, jewelry. It could also mean simple things as passing on family traditions from one generation to the other. My mom passed
Yes.
on not only land and houses on and stuff like that, but she passed on a legacy of spiritual prayer, legacy of culture, legacy of our dishes. Now, how
Mm-hmm.
many people these days are teaching their children foreign languages that they grew
Mm-hmm.
up speaking in their house as children? I have friends and family that they speak Spanish, but their children and grandkids can't speak one word of Spanish because they don't pass on that generational legacy. Give the child or give your family all the things that you were brought on earth for and have contained inside of you. When you die, you should die empty, all poured out. Everything you came with. I know Shimona. She look at her and say, "Oh, look nice, her little braids and all good." That woman is a firecracker. Not only is she a minister, a business owner, entrepreneur, money coach, strategic coach, she has so much gifts and talents that when she pours out everything into this, it pours all out. She's leaving a rich legacy to her grandbabies. I had the pleasure of seeing her with her grandkids, and she was just teaching them about money early and bright. Listen here, money don't grow on trees. You're hungry? Let's go fry some chicken. We're not going to buy Popeyes. We're going to fry some chicken because guess what? Grandma may have the money, but grandma want to teach you if you can find ways to save money, be wealthy in the future. Let's try that trick. She doesn't spend a bad thing. Legacy is so broad. I'm glad you're out. Okay, I'm glad you're out here educating us. So grateful to both of you. Yes. Thank you, Kimiana.
Thank you.
So legacy is a big topic, and we want to share more with you at the Legacy Conference, not tonight. So, Shimona, what can people expect from you Those who were there last year already know you coming with your whip again to whip them back in shape. But what about those who have never had the interaction with you before? What can they come to expect hearing from you and seeing what you're going to share to them? Legacy Conference.
At the Legacy Conference, it's going to be an opportunity for those that are looking for some extra ways to maximize their finances that they have, or if they're looking to strategize to see what's the next thing they can do, or you know what, it can be as simple as coming out and let's talk about it. And let's talk about some of your strengths, some of the things that you can do to create some extra money. And so I am looking forward to helping people and giving them suggestions on different strategies. Listen, I don't want no one to tell me or to try to teach me nothing that they have not been through. So if you've never been married, you cannot counsel me on marriage. If you've never been broke, you can't counsel me on how to come out of debt. If your credit score has never been low, you can't tell me how to raise my credit score. So you need to be there so that you can get something that's going to change your life from some people that know what they're talking about. So I invite you to come on out to Legacy Conference. It has been amazing these last 2 years that I have been involved, and just to hear the panelists and all the people that are part of this phenomenal event. This gentleman here, Glenn, had a vision. I mean, and anyone that's in the financial industry that's a coach, literally, y'all understand this. We do financial coaching because it is a passion. This is not an area or a career that you make a whole bunch of money. Like, it's not like we're gonna get rich off of you in this category. We financial coaches are there because they're passionate about changing individuals' life and helping them to get their finances in order. Glenn, so I want to thank you so very much for putting the Legacy Conference together. You bring people from all walks of life, all different experiences, and we take a little bit from each and every one of those individuals and package it together and tweak what we're already doing to take it to a whole nother level. So I thank you for the vision, and I thank you for carrying it out to the fullest. And that's why I support you 100%.
Thank you. I have somebody else jumping on the bandwagon saying if I don't behave myself, they're gonna see what happens. Okay, Kim Yana's on my case too. Yes.
Yes.
So there's a big joke that said if anyone ever jump on my back over Legacy Conference, I can call two people and they got my back anywhere possible. Camiana and Shimona. These
Yes.
two ladies have been there from the get go, and they've been inspired by this whole Legacy Conference. So for those of you who have not gotten your tickets yet, I'm not one to ask and prod and beg and everything like that. But all I'm going to say is this: the Legacy Conference this year, we care about your well-being with COVID-19. We're doing a virtual event. It's not a Zoom party, guys. It's not like you're looking right now at a Zoom party. It's a whole platform that's totally integrated with sponsors, vendors. You can have private chats with people in there. It's something that's just gonna show you what you're gonna experience. We have over 13 panelists
Oh.
and a keynote speaker who's gonna come to put some fire under you, tell you be relentless. Her whole topic is about be relentless, and she's none other than Jacqueline Grant. She's also my mentor. Now, one thing I tell you about Jacqueline Grant, she's gonna come with a background in business, entrepreneurship, money background to help you get everything right, and she will tell you straightforward in her keynote speech that dreams are still possible. You can still do it. Money does not define who you are or where you can reach in life. If you look at a lot of somebody like Steve Jobs or Steve Harvey, he started off with homeless. Now look where he is right now. He kept on pushing and grinding and believing in his dreams. So can you. So for this year, we have the traditional panelist discussion with financial experts. We have two attorneys. Last we had one. This year we have two attorneys. One dealing with debt management, um, um, life insurance. We have different topics that will be covered. If you want to hear more about it, you got to be there. And this year also, we have what we call for the first time ever the Entrepreneur Think Tank. In that think tank, we have a world famous, I call world famous because when I first heard of his story, his name is none other than Mr. Freddie Figures of Figures Communication. His story is dynamic, and he was there sharing his knowledge along with Kim Yanner and a few other experts in the financial in the entrepreneurial mindset to tell you, show you how to get there. It's possible. So, looking to get tickets, you can surely visit our website or check us on our Facebook page for the event, and you will definitely see it right there. I want to thank you, Shamona, for coming on tonight. I know you have a busy schedule. You are truly an entrepreneur. I'm gonna start calling you millionaire because you just rocking
All
them.
right.
That waterfall looks pretty good on you. I'm sure Kamiana wants one of the waterfalls too, because that looks something that Kamiana would like to wear and show that she's a boss lady. You two ladies are what I call boss ladies. You two walk heavy in your fields of what you focus on. You are the financial guru. You are the jewelry queen. You know how to rock the selection, and I'm proud to work with you and help you get your vision come to pass. So I'd like to
Thank
thank you
you.
once again for coming on tonight. We can't wait to see you at the Legacy Conference. Take care.